Hello and welcome back to Cities Skylines. Charm, are you serious? Can you detect when I'm making a video and you're like, this is when I'm going to We'll be right back. Okay, so now that Charm has welcomed us to the video, let's get started. So, last time we ended off on a really high note, except for, you know, the entire industrial exodus that's currently going on, which is going to make this series get a whole lot more interesting because we are hitting the maximum amount of exports we can have without everything going crazy. And this is a huge problem because we're basically isolated from everything because we're on our own planet, which means we have nowhere to put our products. I mean, we're going to have planes soon. I don't know if they can ship freight. I'm not sure. But first off, let's just fix this little garbage problem we're having. We can put some recycling centers over at Mulberry Heights, which, did I repurpose this? No, I just completely got rid of it. So we may repurpose this to an office district. I think that would make sense to have people go to work here. Or we could do a little residential district. Now let's repurpose it into an office district. I think that makes the most sense right now. But let's put some recycling centers over here because there's no one living here, so nobody will get triggered by all of the noise and just pollution. Now, the recycling center doesn't really put out pollution, but it does let out a lot of noise pollution. People don't like hearing the banging and different machinery. People like to sleep. Especially if you're me on the weekend. And so we're just going to get all of this zoned as office. We're going to not zone this. And what are these? We've got bus terminal, bus depot, recycling center. So we're actually going to get rid of these two. We aren't going to be using buses yet. I think at some point we may bother with the buses, but not now. And there's a reason for that, and that reason is that buses don't work very well. At this point, we're probably better off making an entire metro system. Can we do that yet? If we can't, we can make the really nice cargo hub and everything. Why does it say it can connect to? Maybe there's actually a node here. I doubt it. But let's see. If I let some water into this area... No. I think it just goes to the center of the map. Yeah. Now there's just a really strange hole in the river here. It's fine. We're just going to undo that. We undo the environmental terror we just did. We just ripped apart an entire ecosystem by doing that. Just to test something. Whoopsies. Okay, all better. All the water's coming back. That may actually cause slight issues, all the water. Let's ignore that, though. Our industry is having serious issues. This is really worrying me. It's getting pretty bad. Is anyone actually using the ferry system? No, not yet. There's so much freight, and nobody wants it. I don't know how to solve that problem. There is commercial demand, so maybe if we made a new shopping district, we could make shops all the way down this major road. It's all offices, and then just let's have a nice shopping district all the way down this road. May not be the most efficient way to do it, but we don't have to build any new roads for it, and it's a cheap, fast solution. Let's see what happens. As the commercial grows, it should, keyword should, offset the amount of freight we have. Commercial uses freight. So more commercial should mean more places for freight to go, and it should make people happy. I hope. We also have increase in residential demand, which means that this city block is going to get even larger. Let's just go. I guess we'll start with that. Zone all of it high residential, high density residential. There we are, another full row, other than that tiny section there, which we'll grab using the little brush. Very artsy, isn't it? And then, boom, we get rid of a ton of people, and new people move in. We are going to have some serious traffic issues soon. This is a lot of population in one area. We kind of had to do this to push up the population to the point where we could get high density, but the amount of high density here means that we have a ton of people concentrated in one area. I think we have 20,000 people in here now, which... almost 25,000 people in here. That's a lot of people condensed into such a small area. And we can really see it starting to have some strain on the road system. So we're going to look into some public transport options soon. All of the industry is closing down, and that is going to push the offices to grow. But it's still going to hurt our profits by quite a bit. So, at this point, we have to ask a question, which is, what are we going to focus on next? We put a ton into ore, and ore appears to be having serious problems now. Like, this is bad. Oh, okay, so we're actually going to, we have a ton of money, and we have no leisure, which means if we pop down a movie theater, raise everyone's land value... Can we fit it? We can right here. Let's do it. This is going to cause one of the biggest upgrade waves in the history of this city. We're probably going to have half of the houses here upgrade. This is going to be pretty big. Watch that population. It's going to drop at first because of all that buildings breaking down, and then it's going to skyrocket as the taller buildings come up. And this is going to affect the entire city. Look at all of the upgrades. Everyone is so happy. So much happiness. Look how much bigger the buildings are getting. Now that's one huge step because the higher density buildings, the bigger buildings, more people, more tax money. We can see it's all going up. And our population is skyrocketing once again. Probably faster than we want it to, but there's more demand. Even with all of this, there's still more residential demand, which tells me that we're doing something very much right. If we can keep packing people into the city, we'll keep getting more money, and then we can hopefully afford whatever crazy disasters we have in the future, because soon we're going to get out of easy mode, we're going to enable the natural disasters, and we're actually going to have to survive them. Kind of like before, though, we're giving ourselves a little bit of a grace period to actually get something built up. But look at those big buildings just coming up. There's so much population coming in. All of our demand is dealt with because of this right here. Although this is barely not making it. There we go. This is keeping our industrial demand low because we have a new office district, which means that highly educated people are going to love it, except, look at that, we don't have any real schools. We don't have enough. We need to add more schools, so let's add some schools. And this area over here doesn't have any schools. I realized that a while ago, and we can get that number of schools up really high by just plopping some in here. Lots and lots of education. Oh, this should move over a little bit. Then I have to rezone this. Is that not zoned? There's like 3 blocks that aren't zoned there. Whoops. There we go. That's all good. I think... No, that doesn't go over. We need more elementary schools. So many elementary schools. Jeez. I guess it's realistic. They are kind of all over the place. There we go. I think that's gotta be enough. Okay. So this is going to really cut into our profits because the schools aren't cheap to run. We do have enough universities. High schools, we need another one. So we're going to put a high school right here, kind of near the other high school. This is going to push a lot of people to upgrade again. People love education nearby. We can see that this area is really just a high-density city now. And thankfully, we built a nice backbone for the traffic. If we didn't have this being a 6-lane with the parking spaces, we may have had a lot of trouble. We planned ahead. This right here is saving our traffic situation, having this cut across. But, once again, so many businesses are shutting down here. Some of them are going back into business, which is good, probably because of the amount of commercial we just built. But we have to keep a balance, or we're going to start to see huge problems pop up. Getting rid of this area was smart. We have less just generic freight, and now we're moving it all to ore. And we should probably do the same thing and look at where... Yeah, so the ore is running out in a lot of these areas, so we're actually going to change this a little bit. I have a plan. This area here is much better off used for a forest and logging type industry. So if we do this and make this Garland district here, which is kind of in the middle of the Belmont district, this is holding a ton of the logging industry, and then we can kind of diversify. Now things that need wood, we'll get them from the Garland industry. The people who need ore, we'll get it from the Belmont. Diversifying like this will keep us running, and another great thing about a logging industry is that it regrows, so it's renewable. We don't really have to worry about running out. So that's good, and we're going to see a lot of these companies are just going to disappear. Our profits are going to absolutely collapse, but then we're going to have new businesses build up with a new focus. And it's good. We're diversifying. Let's watch as all the polluted land. We've really made a mess out of this area through all of the mining. It's kind of sad. The commercial areas are taking a lot of freight in. It's all going pretty well right now. It could be going better. We are having some strange traffic here. But it's working. And if it works, it works. So we may want to look into new districts soon. The Elizabeth District and Aspen Park were huge. Success. They were both a huge success. I need to look at this. Oh, that's cool. That goes straight to the policies. So it looks like their average building level isn't terrible. We've got about almost 4 here. What do we have in Dale Park? And the Sterling Park, we've got an average of... Oh, less. Less it is. Okay, well, I can't really blame them. There's much more people here, so it's going to be a lot harder to make them all happy. But one way we can make them happy is by giving them... Oh, jeez. Our healthcare availability is absolutely terrible. Oh, we're having sewage issues, too. The sewage issues will be easy to take care of. Where do we actually have our sewage? So we're actually going to switch to clean sewage, because we have green cities. Now we can call ourselves a truly green city, except for the mining industry destroying the ecosystem. We're just going to ignore them, though. That's not a thing that's happening. That's totally not our doing. So it seems like they are they're just barely touching the line here. So now we have a very advanced system of water filtration, which is going to let this river going down here clean itself out. And what I was saying before is we really need a hospital, a proper hospital. We have tons of people here and we have no real health care. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our fancy looking hospital in the middle of the city. We'll put it right on this corner. Or we'll bring it down here. Okay, that works. And then we have to unzone the part so that it doesn't merge into this, so we're just going to unzone all of this. Yeah, it goes out to like here, so we're gonna unzone all of that carefully. And I think that's good. I think that's gonna do it. Break down the buildings that are merging into it. There we are, look at that. Now this is going to make people very happy because this is a legitimate lack they had. They did not have a hospital, and we can see people are upgrading to 4. And we can see this is actually moving up. So that was actually a very good catch. And to make their medical worries go away even faster, let's look at putting in somewhere for them to be healthy and, you know, work out. Let's put in a community pool. And this will be right over here. And this is going to make people really happy. So we're going to have way more people upgrading. This section of the city is going to be very, very wealthy soon. We are giving them all the things they want. And we can see that they are upgrading because of it. It's good. It's a very, very healthy progression. This one holds 118 households. That's crazy. The population is growing much, much faster than ever before. We're now at almost 40,000. I don't know what we were at the beginning of the video. I think we're at 30,000. So that's quite the gain. And now this part of the city is very city-like. There are a lot of people packed into this area, lots of big buildings, and it's all residential. It's insane how much residential we have packed into this area. Usually I have to mix some offices in, but it seems like they're happy with how it is, probably because of all of the mining jobs are taking all of that out. And that's kind of worrying, I'll be honest, because for the mining jobs, people have to move. They need to get into their car, they need to drive across that bridge to work. We're going to see some real traffic problems crop up. But I've said that for a while, and nothing's happened yet, so maybe we're just getting lucky. Is anyone using the ferry yet? No, not at all. I think that making a subway station that goes across from the residential to the industrial is probably one of the best oh, geez. We have a lot of people getting sick over here. Thankfully, we upgraded all of our stuff. I got a tip for the game you're playing. How nice. I forgot to turn off my Steam again. This is the problem right here. They don't like the amount of noise caused by this. How much noise it... Oh, okay. Yeah, that's an issue. I can see why they're getting sick. There is a lot of noise being made by that. And it's fine. We're just going to move this all to be non-residential. And we're going to switch it to... Now, we have two choices. We could make it commercial, and I think we're going to make it commercial. Because we have all the industrial across. So there we go. They're going to move out. These guys are sick too. It's going so far. Where's all the noise coming from? It's all the traffic. There is so much traffic. How can I help with that? Well, first off, we do have a way to help with it. It won't get rid of that much noise, but putting some sound barricades. Two-way highway. One-way highway, sound barriers. So we can put sound barriers on these. I don't know if that'll actually do anything. Because these are the bridge, and I think the bridge is going to have the noise no matter what. But I may be wrong. It may still count it as having less noise. And it makes sense that it splits into two ones, so I'm not going to complain about that. But we are going to try to get rid of as much noise as possible because it's causing a serious health concern. And then, obviously, we have the 3-lane highway, which is going to have a sound barrier. and we can upgrade all of these to get a bit more noise out of here. When it comes to the roads, there's not a ton we can do about the noise, but we can try to pad it a bit. Make sure that we aren't murdering people with the amount of sound. In these 2 lanes here, we can do the same thing. Just throw some sound barrier. Oh, that's a 1. Is there a 1? No, it has to be 2. I guess it doesn't really matter if that's 2. I don't think it'll overcomplicate things much. Better to get rid of the sound. And see, people are very happy about this. They like the fact that we are getting rid of the noise nearby. Oh, jeez. There we go. That's slightly better. And then we just have to rezone that because someone will get triggered that I forgot it. Okay. And then just a little bit more. All of the on and off ramps, all being sound barriered. There isn't really a good word for that. Being silenced. There we go, that's the word. And now we're just gonna loop around. Honestly, this isn't near anyone, so we don't really have to do this. But you know, maybe we'll make someone happy, because it's all additive. All the sound adds together. So if we block more, technically people should be happier. And we can do these 2. So now we're just kind of improving the quality of the city. We're making it better to live in. Instead of just expansion, we are actually looking through, improving all the issues we're having. It's an important step in the city building process. There we go. With sound barriers up, let's see if that has improved things. Actually, that's quite a bit lighter. The sound is not as bad. But what we need to do is we have to get rid of the trucks over here. The trucks are causing a lot of noise. It's all the trucks going by. And the trucks are going by because of this. We should find a way to get the trucks away. To go around or something. I don't think there's any way we could really do it where they'd actually choose it, because it would have to be a less efficient route, and the trucks are always going to choose the more efficient route for their time and money. So that's an issue. Oh, we can see the Garland district. All the logging companies are pretty happy. And the pollution is actually going away. So that's nice. We're actually doing something good for the environment. See, the city is slowly turning nicer as time goes on. We have more money to dump into things like infrastructure, quality of life. And now, before we end the video, we're going to do one more thing that's going to turn down the noise. It's going to make people happy, and it's going to solve the traffic problem. And we are going to add our metro stations. We're only going to be connecting together Sterling Park in the Belmont district. We're not going to add all these because these guys work in each other, so they should be happy. But these two districts are going to be very good friends in a second. So where are we going to put them? I think we're going to put them in this middle row here. Go boop. I'm going to skip 2 each time. Boop, skip 2. Boop, skip 2. That's technically 2. Skip 2, kind of. Trying my best here. Boop. There we go. So those are kind of evenly distributed. And then we're going to throw ways for them to get to work. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3. And that gives them a good range on it where to go to work. And we're going to connect these all together in a line. Although a circle may work better. Doesn't really matter, does it, if we backtrack. Now we have to get it to go under the river. Which is going to be kind of complicated. I don't think we can. This may be an issue. We need to make it go under the river, which means we're going to have to raise the riverbed a bit. And that is dangerous. You don't want to raise the riverbed too much, because then the water level is going to fly up. We have to do this kind of one step at a time. And we may actually hurt the water flow. And we can actually kind of hurt the entire river's dynamics here if we're not careful. But we're going to do our best to just make an area that we can fit a subway line through. I feel bad for the poor people who have to work on this, because this is a very dangerous job. There we go. Oh, we just got something and I didn't see what it was. Shoot. Okay, so that's not really visible. You can kind of see how the water slows down when it hits that. It may cause the water to raise a bit in the back here. There's not a ton we can do about it, though. I don't think it's going to cause any real flooding. So now that that's all done, we have to keep an eye on that. We do have to keep an eye to make sure the water levels aren't rising now. Where did I put it? Oh, geez, I can't even tell where I put it. I think I put it right here. Okay. So, if I put this here like this... Come on. Oh, I can actually do this if I stretch it out far enough. Okay. So we're going to have to go at a very slight angle there. And then if I go this way, I can actually make it work too. I knew it would work. We just have to be kind of creative. And then we're going to turn like this. And then we're going to turn like this. And then we'll turn like that. And that will give us our way around. Coolness. Look at that. We did it. It was not pretty or easy, but we did make it work. And now we just have to connect this entire row together. Did I already connect the row together? I think I did. Okay, now we just have to go here, to here, to here, to here. Look at all the happiness. To here, where they go around here, up around here, and they go to here, to here. I forgot one, didn't I? Yes, I did. That's fine. And then we can curve around here, and down here. I'll admit, this doesn't make the most sense, but it works. And then after this goes here. It goes here. And then it backtracks. So now it's going to go from here to here to here. Back here. To here to here to here. Then it's going to finish. And look at that. Now, we're also going to really want people using this system, and we're going to want a lot of subway trains. So we're just going to put its budget up as high as we can. And let's see how quickly people use this new system. So, we already have people using it. Now, the hope is that we'll have a lot... Yeah. Look at all the people going into the subway. And everyone's upgrading because of it. They actually have a good transport system now. What are people upgrading to? Ooh, level 5! Oh, so we basically... I think this is going to be the nicest we can make it soon. We have actually made people very happy. And that means that, yeah, the average building level is now a 4. That's awesome for us. we have actually very much succeeded in what we were trying to do there. Everyone is using the subway. Look at that. This is going to take so many cars off of the road. If we check right now, we have 157 people using it per week, but that's not right. This is much more than 157 people. And more people are going to use it as time goes on. So let's go and look at the people going into the subway station. So many people. A lot of people walking to work now. Now we can go over to the job area. And is anyone actually coming out at these stops to go to work? Now, I don't think many people are going to come out here. But I think if we go up here where the majority of the jobs are, and find where we put down the subway station over here. Let's see. I think if we look... Where did I put it? There it is. Okay, so here is the subway station for outgoing. And if people are actually using this to get to work, then that's exactly what we wanted. Except it doesn't appear that anyone actually is using it for that. That is weird. What are they using the subway for? I won't complain, people are using it. But what are they using it for? Are they just using it to go to the shopping centers? Does anyone actually... I guess a few people are going to work through it. But barely anyone. Which brings up a few interesting questions, like, why aren't they using it? It's a much cheaper and more efficient way to get across. Okay, so... Wow, we still have a lot of freight coming through. Very interesting. We're going to go very green soon. So we may do it right now. I've had plans for a while to put a dam here. It would cause some interesting changes throughout the entire map because there's so many rivers. But a dam placed here would make a ridiculous amount of power. 128 megawatts, but what if we did it at the wide part? Could get 144. The taller it is, the more we could do. So what we can do is we can go up to this point here, where the mountains are. Oh, maybe we can't. I don't think we... If we were to build all the way back, we could... Oh, wait. Oh, I have an idea. Oh, this is going to be our next mega project. If we were to get this, close off this entire section of the river so that this all went dry, and then put a dam here, built walls across to build a dam, it would give us basically unlimited power. And that is exactly what we're going to do. Ooh, that's exciting. So, we need more shopping, so what we're going to do is we're actually just going to de-zone this. We're gonna make this into commercial area. They're only little houses anyways. That'll bring down the commercial demand, and then we also have some residential. We have to end the video soon, but next time, this is going to be a massive undertaking. The amount of water coming out of this geyser is insane. And it's going to fuel our city. Quite literally. Look how nice the city looks from back here. It looks pretty great. I'm very happy with how the city's turning out. We're going to bring the water up to, like, here. We're going to have a massive dam. I think we're going to have to prepare for it, though, and we're going to have to buy a little bit more land. Which I will do right now. We're going to need this piece right here. And you may be asking why, and it's because we are going to need to... let's just preemptively do this. This won't be too expensive. Did I need to buy that? Oh, I probably didn't need to buy that. That's fine. We'll find something to do with it. I am thinking of 2 different ways to do it right now. But we're going to have to build a wall here or here because we own here. And it's going to cause the water to rise very quickly. So we're going to really need to know what we're doing when we do it, because we're going to have to quickly throw up a dam, get the wall up. We're going to have to make another river. We're probably going to have to divert the water going this way and then out to here, because this river does not carry enough water to handle this entire geyser. But that's going to be our next mega project. So thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video of Cities Skylines, and I will see you all next time with the people who apparently want to use the subway for everything except for what it was planned to be used for.